I like Paradox games, so when I saw that EU5 got its first DLC, I decided to check it out.
Oh,
Well, I'm not surprised. I've been a Paradox gamer for a pretty long time now, but maybe other DLCs for other Paradox games have fared better. I periodically check other Paradox games after like a year or two to see what the state of their DLCs is. First off is Hoi 4, which is probably my favorite current Paradox game, so let's start with that. So, Peace for Our Time is basically a mod pack for Czechoslovakia, priced at $6. And for a Paradox DLC, it is reasonably priced, but the problem is that it's essentially a mod pack that you can find for free on the workshop, and oftentimes those free mods would be on par or sometimes even better than the paid product. But that is just a country pack, a country DLC, specifically just one country. It's not a feature pack, it doesn't add new gameplay mechanics. So let's look at the last feature DLC for Hoi 4. No compromise, no purchase. $30 DLC sitting at 33% with enough reviews. I think it's safe to say it's an accurate representation of what people feel about the DLC. You can read the reviews, but it's always the same with DLCs from Paradox. Price too high, value too low, and bugs. Bugs. Paradox games do have a lot of moving parts, so it's not surprising, but it's a very common thing for these DLCs to get pushed out way too early with too little QA, and the players are basically forced to pay for a live alpha and beta test. I'm also aware that this particular DLC overrides old DLC for China, Waking the Tiger, one of the first ones. Some of the earlier DLCs for Hoi 4 have just been folded into the base game or overridden by newer DLCs or newer patches. But if you bought this a long time ago and it was made obsolete, you were still not given any sort of discount. So next up is Vic 3, which also received a new feature DLC called The Great Wave. Pretty clearly there's a pattern here. So I wanted to see what was the last Paradox DLC from these three games with a positive rating. And that was Iberian Twilight, sitting at 83 with 136 reviews. This is not a huge sample size at all. It's also an immersion pack, which is basically just a country pack for Spain and Portugal, the two countries on the Iberian Peninsula. And it's frankly easily justifiable to skip these type of mods or just get free mods that do something very similar, but they're free, so you don't have to feel bad that you bought it. And sometimes it's just a lemon, basically. So as an added experiment, I wanted to see how much it would cost to get Hoi 4 with all gameplay affecting DLCs included today. Since it's on sale and often on sale, I'll do base price and also current sale price. The Hoi 4 base game is $50, on sale for 15, which I would say is a pretty good value, as it has some of the older DLCs bundled in now. If you want to test it out or play just the majors, this is probably a fine way to play Hoi 4 if you've never experienced it. And I'm rarely angry at getting a game for less than 20, even if I don't play it much. It's fine to try out. But let's go through the DLCs. First, base price. 50 plus 30 plus 6 plus 25 plus 20 times 4 plus 15 times 2 plus 10. And that's not including cosmetic or music. So the base price, if you got them individually, would be $231. And for Paradox games or games in general, this is not egregious, like sadly. But to be fair, I did check the prices while it's on sale, so let's just do that. 15 plus 24 plus 6 plus 20 plus 12 times 3 plus 10 plus 12 plus 8 plus 5 equals $154. That's individually. You might be able to get a bundle that reduces to like 130, 140 for the full featured Hoi 4 game. And that's just not good. It shouldn't be acceptable that it costs like 150-ish, maybe 130 in the most generous sense for the full Hoi 4 game. But that's where we're at with Paradox DLCs. So what do you do? Well, in a nutshell, you don't buy it. Or the DLCs at least. You can argue the country packs are basically free mod packs bundled together with a price slapped on, but the feature DLCs add stuff that do affect the game, and sometimes it's considerably. Certainly don't pay for broken or incomplete products, like just in general for gaming, but very specifically for Paradox games. You wait and see the ratings, wait for a sale, wait for a bundle, wait for things to get fixed. But simply put, if they're making money doing this over and over, they're not going to stop. The industry itself isn't going to stop because they keep making money pushing out an incomplete product, and it's been so normalized to release a broken, incomplete product and fix it while it's live, while they're accepting money for a broken product they're attempting to fix live. So a general life advice would be delayed gratification. It helps mitigate the problem, so you can wait, let things get fixed, let things get put on sale. But you basically have to communicate with your wallet, vote with your wallet. No compromise, no purchase. Wait for fixes, wait for sales, wait for bundles. And wait for improved quality, improved value. If it doesn't, save your money, find something else. Worth your time, worth your money. And that's just general advice, but specifically for Paradox DLCs, they don't change because there's not enough incentive to. Let me know your opinion on this specifically for Paradox DLCs and gaming in general. And if you think this video brought you some value, consider liking it, subscribing. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.